Twitch and YouTube. We are officially live. Soyboy plays Legendary Halo Combat Evolved. And it's been a long time no see. Um, we just finished up the first two levels, a few minutes ago. And I went to check the audio, and seems like it's okay. I imagine Ratjar will pop in and tell me if anything sounds like crap. I think the cutscenes might be a little quiet because you can't adjust the volume of the cutscenes on their own, as far as I know, with our current technology. So we're just gonna do this like how it is. We are playing on anniversary graphics. Some people are gonna cringe at how I tackle this situation, because I'm not the best at stealth. I don't really do stealth in video games. I think it's really cool that you can go through this area stealthily, but for me, it just pretty much never happens. I always alert somebody, and then they get their friends to start attacking. And in this case, it's that stupid elite that I can't seem to kill. The music is still not becoming... There we go. Okay. Yeah, in this section, when you're first going through the start of the mission and you're stealthy, you've got that kind of foreboding violin, and then when it when they aggro, it becomes this epic classic Halo percussion that kicks in. And I was talking earlier about some of the things that I love about these games, which is everything, right? Because I think they're basically perfect in their own way. But the music, man, it just never lets up. Marty O'Donnell, the composer for these games, did a bang-up job on all three of the original trilogy. I'm just like always so impressed every time I hear it, because it's just so iconic, and it's unlike any music I think we've ever heard in a video game before. There's a few games I can think of that really do music very well, and that I would say is kind of a strength of the game. Skyrim, or Elder Scrolls really in general, and Halo being obvious standouts, right? I'm sure I could think of some more if I really gave it a good hard think, but those are the ones that come to mind. The Skyrim soundtrack, I can't tell you how many college papers I've written to that soundtrack, right? And like study sessions, right? It's just such a go-to. But for a long time in my life, it was the Halo soundtracks that I would just pop on and listen to all the time. And I still do every now and then. But once you've listened to something for so long, it's just so like well worn into your brain, like the neural pathway is like you've memorized every single thing about it, so there's really not a whole lot that is new to you anymore. So musically, like, I tend to like kind of float around to different things as opposed to listening to the same thing over and over. But one of the best soundtracks of all time, absolutely no question about that. Pretty much every track is iconic. I think that the music becomes a little more, a little less interesting when we get to the Flood in these games. There's a few tracks that I really like, but for the most part, it kind of tonally shifts from epic space opera to more of a horror sort of genre, right? That word is hard for me. Horror genre. I think that word is easy to just turn into whore, and I'm saying horror. So that's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, the first half of this game, musically unbelievable, right? And then Halo 2 and 3, obviously, they continue that tradition of just some of the most epic music you've ever heard in a video game, and it thematically just so consistent, right? Like, I can't say that too many times, right? You can't overstate that with the Halo games. Thematic consistency. Like, these devs, Bungie just understands that better than most people who make movies, right? Like, it's amazing. And I do think that games tend to be better when they take inspiration from other forms of media, right? Like movies. I think that games on their own, just for the sake of gameplay, can be great and can be classic just with that. But it adds so much more, and it feels so much more like an experience when, like a more complete experience when you tie all of these elements together, like Bungie did, with the music and the characters and the writing and the, you know, the cutscenes and everything. Like, such a good 5 to 10 hour gameplay experience with these campaigns. And most of the time nowadays, I've ranted about this on other streams. 5 to 10 hours, people would kind of raise an eyebrow, you know, nowadays, to when you say that a game's going to be 5 to 10 hours. But that's because most of the time, you just don't have this kind of quality experience when you're playing a game. So 5 to 10 hours of Halo is not the same as 5 to 10 hours of a massive RPG, right? Or something like that. Like, you're cramming a lot of things into that 5 to 10 hours, like a complete story, for example, you know? Interesting characters and writing and music, right? It's, yeah. There's a lot more that goes into 5 to 10 hours of a Halo campaign than 20, 50 hours of most RPGs out there, or whatever, or right? Or a multiplayer game that you just sink hundreds of hours into, which also Halo does provide. That's where the money, in terms of like where you're getting the bang for buck in Halo, is with the unbelievably good multiplayer. So it's the whole package, man. What can I say? Most games are not the whole package. The Halo games are the whole package. So there you have it. I'm trying to remember if there's... I don't think there's any sniper ammo around here, because I'm completely out. This level is kind of interesting. I've watched a lot of like analysis videos of the Halo games, right? Because that's what I do with my favorite series. I just watch a ton of content kind of around the thing that I like, to kind of learn about it and get more, stretch that thing I love out into, you know, longer, right? Enjoy it for longer and hear other people's perspectives and whatnot. One of the things about this level that's interesting is they actually give you more ammo for the sniper rifle than it can technically hold. Like, if you ever pick up a sniper in another level, you've got a lower ammo capacity than they actually start you with in this level. And the reason they did that is because when they were designing this level, they wanted it to be kind of like at least the first half of this level, they wanted it to be a quieter kind of sniper experience, like nighttime ops sort of a thing. And so, hence giving you more ammo. Again, tonally consistent, right? They make gameplay decisions around that, right? And story and whatnot. So, kind of cool. Kind of a cool little factoid, if you will. I think that the next area gives me more sniper ammo.
The Covenant use a gravity lift to move troops and supplies between the ship and the surface. We need to ambush them at the gravity's loading zone and use the lift to enter the ship.
I love those moments also where Cortana comes in over the comms and like tells you what the plan is and everything. It's just so cool. It makes it feel very immersive. like a actual military operation. I thought they would drop off some more Marines there for me because all mine died, unfortunately, but apparently not. So I'm gonna be alone for a little bit. I know they give you more Marines in this next section, but it might be at the end. I know they give you some at the end before you actually board the ship, spoiler alert, but I think they might give you a little more kind of in between this long encounter, because this is an extremely long encounter. This is a holdout section where you're facing mobs of Covenant, which is cool, right? It's not super often in these original games where they have an encounter where you're just supposed to kill stuff, kill hordes of enemies, until it lets you progress. And I generally don't like sections like this, but I think they're few and far between in the OG trilogy, so it makes them a little more acceptable and kind of more exciting when they do come around. Whereas tons of newer shooters, right, will just throw hordes of enemies at you, and that's kind of the gameplay loop, right? And you're just holding out in areas until the enemies decide to stop spawning, which I think is lazy design and really weak. Turns into a really weak formulaic gameplay loop. I was talking a little bit about Destiny, but I don't think I fully finished my thoughts about it. How Bungie, it was like one of the most hype games ever. Like, people who remember the hype for Destiny, like you remember, everybody was excited and like super excited, just like waiting with bated breath to see what Bungie would do next, when they moved on from making Halo games. And I totally didn't mean to jump in this turret, but I'm just gonna, oh, yep, that's why I didn't want to jump in the turret. Yeah, everybody was super pumped about Destiny. It looked really cool, and just they were typing it up like this is going to be like the most life-changing gaming experience that you've ever encountered. And the footage, right, that we were seeing looked incredible. Like, the graphics were amazing, the art design, everything, the music. And then the game actually came out, and it was really underwhelming for me, and I think for a lot of people, because it was gameplay wise, it could be fun, right? And you've got kind of an addictive feedback loop of like getting loot that's really, rare and sought after, and fighting your way through tons of crap to get it. Oh my god, am I really back at the start of this encounter? Man, that's really lame that I didn't get a checkpoint there. Destiny had a few things going for it like that made it fun, but then when you really boil it down, it's like every faction is the same, very stale experience really fast for me, and just felt like you're just fighting hordes of enemies that keep spawning until they decide to stop spawning, and that's the whole game. And just felt super repetitive and boring, and none of the characters were interesting. The it was just, the writing sucked. Total departure from the Halo games. And I think Destiny had some strengths, but I don't think Destiny really respected your time. I think it ended up just being kind of blasting through the story as quickly as you could to get to the end game loot farming, and generally that's just not what I'm playing games for. And I think it's ultimately turns into a lot of kind of a wasted life spent farming, which, I like grindy RPGs sometimes, but man, Destiny ain't it, man, for me. So but getting to my like wider point about that and the quote unquote fall of AAA games, I don't hear people talk about this a whole lot, but I actually think that Destiny was the beginning of that trend. I really do. I think that Destiny marked a change in how AAA games were made, marketed, and ultimately released. Like, I think Destiny released in an okay state. It wasn't broken or anything, but it just left so much to be desired. It's the first really huge game I can remember being super disappointed by. First huge AAA game where I was like, wow, this is not at all what I wanted. And I don't think people talk about that because Destiny came out a long time ago, and I think our memories tend to be a little bit more short term, right? I don't know if it's like COVID that did that or what, but we don't normally reach that far back in our memories when we're talking about this nowadays. And I actually think that Destiny kind of contextualizes this discussion well, right? Around why AAA games are the way that they are. Because I think Destiny commercially was a big success. And it continues to be successful, right? And the whole, like, I don't know, I can't remember if Destiny did loot boxes or whatever. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember when that whole fiasco started. But man, Destiny, like, it I think it gave a lot of developers permission to start making these kind of shallow gaming experiences that could still do really well as long as they hit certain oh, thank you, checkpoint. As long as they hit certain features that had mass appeal, you know, then it was okay if you released a game that didn't really have a story. Like, does Destiny actually have a story? Does anybody remember the story of Destiny? I mean, it's like very simple and shallow. Like, Halo 1 story is simple, but it is anything but shallow, you know? It really set up the series well for future titles. And you're actually moving through a campaign that has plot points that are changing, right? You're learning new things about the world slowly, again, with tonal consistency that is interesting and just really, really good writing. I mean, whereas, like, if I had to describe the shape of Destiny's story, I don't know that I could. Like, I don't really know. I mean, I also haven't played it in a while, so, like, maybe I'm wrong about some of this and not giving it enough credit. But, like, does it really have a rising action and a climax and then a falling? I mean, I don't know. I actually don't know because I don't remember it. I don't think that it's memorable. So yeah, I think Destiny was kind of a tragic change in the industry. I really do think that it was the beginning of the downfall of AAA games. I don't remember other AAA games being that disappointing up until that point. And it started us down a dark path for the industry as a whole. Maybe there's others. I mean, if anybody, like, watches these videos and has opinions about this, and when you think, first of all, if you think that AAA games have fallen from grace, which I really don't think anybody can argue against that. I think most AAA games come out and they kind of suck now, and they're incomplete, right? And just generally not the best gaming experience anymore. And I don't think that it was always like that. I think it used to be, you used to just have a much higher quality bar for AAA games. Again, maybe I have some rose-colored glasses with some of this. I know I do. And I've got my nostalgia goggles tightly placed against me on my face, right? Because I remember when gaming was much different. But let me know if you think that AAA games suck now or have just generally declined. And also, when you think that started. Because I really think it started with Destiny, and I don't hear anybody talking about that anymore. Destiny obviously had, like, everybody was talking about it when it came out, and several years after, but I don't think that it gets the credit that it deserves, infamy that it deserves, for starting us down this path. Because I do think that it did. And I don't know. Maybe it's a hot take. Maybe other people think differently. Because there have been just an absolute ton of other games that have come out since that point. AAA games that have been broken, unfinished, right? So, yep. I think it started with Destiny. Let me know what you think. That could really be its own video essay, looking at the context and, like, all of the things around that time period, right? Yeah, Halo, man, it gets my brain juices going. I'm just thinking about, I just get existential about, as Soyjoy mentioned earlier, get a little existential about the gaming landscape. This is also a little bit awkward. I'm fighting these hunters right now, and I don't have any ammo for any kind of ballistic weapons, which sucks, because as most of you know who are watching this, and you've probably played Halo before, you want to be shooting them in the back with a pistol, and that will one-shot them. Oh god, sniper ammo, thank you. Okay, yeah, this gets a lot scarier when you can't do that. Oh man, they might kill me anyway though, and then I'm gonna go back really far. Please don't do that, hunters. Hunters are awesome. I remember these encounters with hunters, like when you're first playing Halo, the hunters, like, they kind of mark an important part of the story where it's like, oh wow, the Covenant's not joking around. They brought in the heavies. This is a little awkward. Yeah, I don't really have any health, so I can't afford to get hit by these plasma cannons that they shoot. And I also can't get an angle on their back, which is the weak spot, obviously. Can you let me shoot you in the back, please? Oh! It's really stressful because there's two of them. Wow, I don't remember having that much trouble with this part. Holy crap. I need to just get one of them to charge at me. There's not a health kit over here. Oh, he's got the high ground. Oh man, this is terrible. This is so bad. Oh my god. Yeah, I need to get one of them to charge at me. Maybe this top guy. So that he can let me circle strafe him and shoot him in the back. Come on, my dude. There we go. Yeah, that's the moment I was waiting for. Now this guy, if this guy could just kill me and set me back, that would be so wonderful. Awesome. Awesome, dude. Yeah, such an awesome point in the story when the hunters come out. Cool mission in general, like making your way first through this ground, this like massive like canyon area, right? All these like canyon encounters, and then getting reinforcements right before you board the Covenant ship, like super cool. I do think that the level, like Bungie levels, right, their level design is not always perfect, and I think that this mission does start to drag once you get on this Covenant ship, because you just it becomes a slog after a while. You are like working your way through so many different levels of this Covenant ship, and it is let me tell you, it is a lot of purple hallways that we are about to run through. Maybe this level will be its own stream. I don't know, because this level just goes on for forever. I don't remember how difficult, like I've got all the achievements for these games, right? I don't remember how difficult it was to get the par time on this level. I imagine it was tough because it goes on forever, but also my god, the lasso encounter, which for those of you that don't know, Legendary All Skulls On, that's one of the achievements in these games, is to beat the lasso playlist. And when they say Legendary All Skulls On, they're talking about the specific playlist that has all of the difficulty skulls, not the skulls that help you out that they added later, like Bandana, right, which gives you infinite ammo and stuff like that. But they're talking about the difficulty skulls. So like Iron Skull, the one that makes your freaking HUD invisible, so you have to put a little sticky note on your TV, or not a sticky note, a piece of tape, so that you can tell where your reticule is. Everything like that. Those runs were brutal, but I remember the lasso runs were absolutely brutal. But I remember oh dude, he charged in there and sacrificed himself. That was interesting. Unless he was just terrified and trying to get away. But yeah, this section on the lasso run gave me more trouble than almost any other section of these games. Holy crap, dude. The thing about the Iron Skull too, if you don't want it to set you back for the entire mission when you die, you can save quit as soon as you die and then come back in, and it'll actually put you back at your checkpoint. So it still gives you checkpoints, which is really interesting. I think the devs maybe knew that, and they intentionally didn't patch that, because otherwise nobody would have the lasso achievement. I mean, like, how are you supposed, like, you see how much I'm dying on this section just on Legendary. Like, this is not an easy encounter, just even without the skulls, right? Because you've got these freaking sword elites. And I'm also being dumb. I need to pick up a plasma pistol for the gold elites instead of this assault rifle. But yeah, this section here, man, absolutely brutal on lasso. Yeah, plasma pistol, very much an all-purpose gun in these games. You can kill stuff pretty effectively with it, and you can pop those elite shields, which in the case of these gold elites especially, like, so important. Like, look how easy that makes it to kill these guys. Like, my god. Absolutely necessary. Plasma pistol, like, saving grace of these games on harder difficulties. Because, like, look how many of these freaking gold elites there are. Like, that's the second one, and we're, like, a couple minutes into this encounter. Absolutely bonkers, dude. Yeah, there's another one right there. Ah, please die. Thank you. Wow. I also think that the faster you kill stuff in this encounter, the faster that reinforcements come out. It might not be a good idea to kill stuff this fast, because it doesn't really give your your Marines a breather. I don't know. Maybe that's BS. I feel like that's something I heard though when I was doing my my lasso run. The lasso run would probably not be super interesting for a stream. I don't know if I'll ever do that unless maybe I'm like helping somebody get through it. But the reason being that it would not make for a good stream is because you're dying constantly. Like, and I know I die a lot as it is just with a like a normal run, but I mean, like, I would say it takes you an hour per level minimum. Not, I mean, geez, not even an hour per level. Maybe a couple hours, honestly, to get through a single level on lasso. I mean, if you're like me and you're not an absolute gamer god with these games. Yep, the hunters come out at the end of this encounter. Oh, geez. Kind of thought he was distracted there. Nice dodge, Marine. Dude, that was like a freaking barrel roll from Dark Souls. Excellent job. I've still got a couple Marines. That's really nice. They're not going to live through these hallways. Oh, yeah, they go chill over there. I have to open the door for them. Yeah, lasso, man. Absolutely, absolutely brutal. The only way I was able to make it through those playthroughs was watching a guide before before I completed each level. Shout out to like Silver Scorpion, because he's the YouTuber that he just did really, really good lasso guides. Made it so much more bearable. And so I actually did the run solo. And gamer time, says Ratchar. Yeah, I'm talking about the lasso runs that I did, and how this level was an absolute animal to get through on lasso. This was one of the 2 levels that I can think of. The other level being in Halo 2. Whoa! That was just, I mean, practically a run killer for lasso. Like, I mean, I've never wanted to give up so bad on my lasso run than with this level. And like I said, there's one more level I can think of in Halo 2 that and I'll leave that as a I won't spoil that because we'll probably do a Halo 2 stream as well, and I'll let the audience know when I get to it. But holy crap, the opening encounter, which I think you might have missed, Ratchar, to this ship area, maybe you remember it, it's just hordes of Covenant and Gold Elites, right, that are so brutal, and especially on lasso. Like, holy crap, dude. Yeah, this level gave me so much trouble on that run. I don't miss that, and I don't ever wish to. I don't ever wish that on anybody, and I don't ever hope to do it again unless somebody's like really wanting some help with the lasso run, because I do think lasso runs are probably a little easier with friends. Maybe a little easier with friends if you have somebody that doesn't constantly die on you, because that can be very discouraging. Because like you also kind of have to consider like you have to like consider morale, like team morale on a lasso run, because it almost always, like in my experience with D-Money and Ratchar anyway, it came to a point where we just didn't have the heart to do it anymore, because it's really, really hard. And to keep both players alive, even though the Iron Skull doesn't restart the whole mission when somebody dies in a co-op run, it just restarts to the checkpoint. It still feels like it ends up taking more time, because you can get around that on solo with the exploit that I just talked about, save quitting right when you die. But it's just so discouraging, like when one person is doing well and then the other person just dies out of nowhere, and it's like, oh wow, our last checkpoint was a long time ago and you're wasting 2 people's time instead of 1, right? I'm out of sniper ammo. Yeah, this mission, you can see how it's this one is a bear, dude. This one's hard. This is one of the harder levels in this campaign, honestly. It's a lot to get through. And I'm basically just at the start right now, and I'm already out of ballistic ammo. The last couple levels we've played are really not too bad. Oh my god. Yeah, we also don't have any health, so there's that to consider as well. And I'm so rusty. I'm so rusty. I promise I used to be good at Halo. I'm just not anymore because I'm old. I'm like, I'm not gonna say my age, but I'm kind of old. So my reflexes are not what they used to be. I'm not a young man anymore. There we go. Yeah, lots of corridors, man. And there's definitely ways to make these sections go faster. Like, I don't think you actually have to fight everything. I think you can skip a lot of this, but I don't remember how. I'm not gonna pretend I remember. These, it's like a freaking maze in this level too. I have to keep switching plasma pistols. Okay, I've got a couple rounds for my sniper actually. I would honestly rather have just a straight up pistol than a sniper at this point. Just a simple combo of plasma pistol is an excellent way to get through these games. These games, the first Halo game, maybe no, not the other ones, because the pistol and the plasma pistol are significantly more powerful in this one than they are in the other titles. Especially the pistol, man. Like, holy crap. Thing's awesome. Of course, once you get the freaking shotgun, though, it absolutely annihilates everything. One of the best shotguns in all of gaming, without question, is the Halo Combat Evolved shotgun. Like, holy crap. And boy, did they nerf it. They nerfed the crap out of it in future titles. But in this game, it absolutely shreds through everything. And it's truly a godsend because you get it. How is this grunt still sleeping? Because you get it when the Flood start coming out. And it's like, the Flood is just this endless horde of zombies that you need something to tear through. And you're talking about tearing through a couple of Flood forms with each shotgun shell, which is absolutely invaluable. There's no other gun that does that kind of damage to the Flood. I don't know why I'm fighting all this. I really should just... Oh, man! Freaking dude. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm not fighting all this. I'm using the Marines as a distraction to get through that door because you don't have to fight all this. You have no enemies. For those of you that have seen Vinland Saga, epic show, amazing show, by the way. I love anime. I'll talk about anime on these streams too, because you know, what kind of gamer doesn't also love anime? I mean, you're kind of like, you're just not kind of a complete, you know, fully comprehensive nerd if you don't like video games and anime, and you know, freaking trading card games and whatever. So I'll talk about a couple of different nerd things at different points. Yeah, I watched Vinland Saga the other month. Dude, so good. I picked up sniper ammo somewhere. Must have been when I picked up that health pack. But yeah, you don't have any you don't have any enemies. That line, dude, so good from Vinland Saga. But I'll tell you what, though, in this game, we got enemies. And we got lots of them that we need to... Lots of aliens that need killed. Oh, my two... I think I might have just killed my own guy there. He was kind of in the way. Yeah, these Marines, as you can see in Legendary, they're not super useful, which is really a shame because they are just like really good at helping to characterize the like humanity in these games. Like, the Marines are so awesome. It's actually a real shame that Bungie didn't make them a little tankier as you go up in difficulty levels, because I mean, they're just made of paper. Absolutely made of paper, like tissue paper, when you're playing Legendary. They go down so easily. Not just to elites, but like freaking grunts are like just sitting there wrecking your Marines. It's so tragic. And like, God forbid anybody throws a grenade, because the Marines will be completely helpless It's like trying to get away from it, and then it just goes off and kills them all, right? One grenade will kill all of your Marines for the rest of the level. They're just impossible to keep alive, which is a shame. It's a shame because they're a lot of fun and a lot of fun to play with. So that would actually be a reason to do a, honestly, that would be a reason on its own to do just a normal difficulty playthrough so that you could actually have some Marines. I mean, oh, wow. Oh, dude. That guy just got me through this door. I wonder if I can, oh. Checkpoint. That's nice. I was about to say, I wonder if I can get through this other door. Because this door over here is where you need to go. When you finish this, you know, horde mode encounter. I know I said that these original games don't have a lot of horde mode encounters. They actually sometimes do, though. And we've had a couple already in this level, right, where you're just stuck fighting hordes of enemies until the game lets you move on. But again, I don't think that it's enough of a problem to detract from the overall experience. Hey, buddy. Got something for ya. Alright, I think this encounter is kind of chilled out a little bit, though, at this point, which is nice. So I can take my time. Oh my god. Something I don't like is that getting shot just means you can't use your scope, so you have to just no-scope stuff. I think it kind of makes sense. Oh, Cortana's opening a door. Which I think means these hunters are about to come out. Spoiler alert. Got some hunters over here. Maybe not. Maybe I have to kill some more stuff. Oof. You gotta love that sniper, dude. Sniper absolutely slays in these games. Hello? Hello? I know there's a dude up here. He's been kind of on my radar for this entire encounter. Oh, there we go. There's a really epic way that you can actually take advantage of this overshield that initially spawned in this encounter right over here. You can throw like 3 grenades. It's like 1 up there and like 2 down here or whatever. And then jump on the overshield, and by the time the grenades go off, they blast you like all the way to the top of like the ship or whatever, and then you can get to the top floor. For the lasso run, that strat was absolutely essential in getting through this level. Like, it made it so much more bearable. What am I? Oh, okay. I'm waiting. Guess I was waiting for this encounter over here. Okay, here we go. That's the hunter music. Gotta love the hunter music, dude. Again, a little awkward because there's 2 of them, and there's no way they're going to be presenting their backs to me without charging. Oh, okay. Hello? Okay, there we go. Their AI got like stuck for a second. Come on, buddy. Yeah, their melee attacks are pretty easy to get around. But they are still very dangerous. And as long as you have either a sniper or a pistol, you can just pop one in their back and they're not a huge problem. Which I feel like was actually not the best design decision on Bungie's part, because it makes them a lot less threatening. Like, what should be the most difficult encounters in the game actually turn into the easiest once you've got that strategy down. So I don't know. I mean, there's like some skill involved, obviously, right? You've got to like make sure you don't get smacked by their melee, but it's not that hard to pull off. So I don't know. But again, it's like one of those things that's just kind of classic in the in this original game. It is not so in future titles. They got rid of that. Oh no 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 no! Oh my god! Woo! So hunters end up being a lot more threatening in the other games. That scared the crap out of me. That invisible elite, the invisible elite almost wrecked me there. And they're particularly difficult to see on the anniversary graphics because the environment is got a lot more going on. And yeah, like, oh, actually no, they're easier to see because of their little, I thought they were harder to see. Yeah, no, they're way easier to see on the anniversary graphics. Because yeah, the anniversary graphic, like, oh my god, that door keeps closing. You can see just how much brighter they are, right? Which is fine. I don't know. It's a different, feels like a different, very different experience. It would be really nice though to get a new anniversary for, honestly, all 3 Halo games could use it. Not, just kidding, not Halo 2. Halo 2 anniversary is, I think, pretty much absolutely perfect. It looks incredible. But Halo 3, I mean, we're at the point where, I mean, it's an old game. Like, Halo 3 still looks awesome. Because I think the graphics on that and the art design is just kind of timeless. But, like, these Halo CE graphics are pretty old at this point, and they're not faithful at all to the original graphics. So I think that if we did a kind of a Halo 2 sort of treatment of a new anniversary of this game, it would be awesome. With like the blur, oh my god, this part. With like a where like that studio, that Blur studio that did Halo 2 Anniversary, if they could do the cutscenes in this game, that would be incredible. And then this is so annoying when you get down to this one little speck of health, because unlike the other Halo games, there's actually a, oh my god, there's actually a health bar in this game. And it gets really challenging when you get to one little red... Dude, this door is driving me insane. It just refuses to stay open when I'm throwing a grenade. Okay. Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, that, for example. Do you think there will ever be a Halo 3 remake? Says Ratjar. Unfortunately, no, I don't think so. I think 343... seems to be content with... I'm getting so annoyed at this encounter. I think that all of the fans of Halo ever would be in support of a remake, but I just haven't heard even a whisper of that happening. And I think the thing about the Halo 2 and the Halo CE, you know, graphical remake, I think the thing about that is that those games actually did look very dated, and Halo 3 still just looks awesome. Like, I don't think that, I mean, they would have to do a lot of work, right, to make Halo 3 look even better. It would have to be like the Halo 2 anniversary treatment, because Halo 2 Anniversary looks incredible, and, you know, Halo CE Anniversary looks cool, but it's so different from how the original graphics looked, like, tonally. And also, like, it does actually look a little dated at this point because it came out in 2011. So I think Halo 1 and Halo 3 could honestly use a modern, like another graphical remake, you know? But do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. I hope I'm wrong. Like, I really, really hope I'm wrong. I just think that I also think that Halo or 343 rather is so invested in making Halo Infinite the sensation that they wanted it to be, right? I think that all of their time and resources and whatever is going to go into Halo Infinite for the foreseeable future. Um, and if Halo Infinite continues to be kind of a train wreck, which from my understanding it is, uh, I don't know, maybe at some point they'll give up on it. But I don't really know how much more Halo can take in terms of like just really underwhelming games, right? Like, when is 343 gonna just stop being in charge of Halo? I mean, I think they've demonstrated multiple times at this point that they I don't think they really understand what makes Halo great. Like, I think Halo Infinite is the closest they've come to like a good Halo game, you know? Because they really screwed up the release of Master Chief Collection. I personally think that Master Chief Collection is the best thing that 343 has done. Because it brought all of the Halo titles onto the Xbox One, right? And it also came with Halo 2 Anniversary, which I cannot say enough good things about the Halo 2 Anniversary. I think it's the best thing that 343 has done by far. Like, I don't even think it's a competition, you know? But the thing about it is that it's not new material, right? They're just working with the old Bungie stuff. And I hate to say it, but like, I don't really have faith in 343 making a great Halo game on their own. And I don't necessarily think it's 343's fault. Like, because you look at the shoes that they're trying to fill, like, can anybody really do what Halo or what Bungie did with the Halo games? I really don't know. What is the future of Halo? Says Ratjar. I love that. What is the future of Halo? Oh my god, that's good. Dude, I don't know. Like, I think Halo might be kind of screwed at this point. I really don't know. Like, I'm still laughing at that question. The freaking show was an absolute train wreck. Like, I don't know if you saw any of it, but it's terrible. And apparently the new season's like somehow even worse. I was thinking about watching it just because it's Halo, but it's awful. I think, and I'm trying to remember if it was like commercially successful. It might have been like. So who knows? Like, maybe that'll keep going. Oh man, they do this in this encounter. This is so cruel what Bungie did with this encounter. They have people, they have Covenant sneaking up on you from behind in these hallways. Luckily there wasn't an elite, but if there was, I might have died there. They're trying to pincer you. They're doing a pincer maneuver. Yeah, so getting back to the future of Halo, I think that 343 is going to continue dumping resources into Halo Infinite until it's good, and maybe it already is. I think it's gotten better. I don't really know. But yeah, until it's like closer to what they want it to be, and until it's maybe more successful. And honestly, if Halo Infinite doesn't do better, then I don't know what the future of Halo is. Because, like, are they really going to keep bringing Master Chief back over and over and over again? I mean, at some point, the future of Halo, right, I think it kind of just needs to move on from what we've seen and experienced before. Look at this. Look at this. They did it again. They brought more. Yeah, holy crap. Bungie, how dare you? Why did you do this to me? What the crap? I already fought guys that came from behind. Oh my god. Am I back at the start of this? I am. That is so irritating. I'm so annoyed right now. I'm trying to talk about the future of Halo, and Bungie won't cut me some slack here with this encounter, with this godforsaken encounter. This is the point where I'm getting annoyed with this level, if you couldn't tell, because it goes on for forever. It totally overstays its welcome. Even though I like this level, it totally overstays its welcome. Not a hot take. Thank God there's not an elite ahead of me. That would be so irritating. I can clean these guys up, and I'm just gonna throw this sniper out. I don't know why I'm holding on to that. Yeah, future of Halo. Getting back to the future of Halo. Yeah, if 343's not, if Halo Infinite's not more successful, I don't know what's gonna happen with Halo. Like, can Xbox really afford to lose Halo, you know, as a franchise? Is another question that I've thought about. And something interesting I think that we are seeing that Microsoft is doing with Xbox is that we're actually kind of losing the identity, the uniqueness of the Xbox as a console, right? Microsoft has taken a really interesting business route with Xbox, because it's now not so much known for the console itself, but Microsoft is absolutely banking on Game Pass, right? As kind of carrying the Xbox brand now. And so games as a service is more so Microsoft's business model at this point, right? As opposed to selling everybody on the actual console itself and then selling the games from there. Because like everybody talks about this, how the actual consoles are not profitable. Like, I guess apparently, and I'm just taking, you know, the wisdom of YouTube, right? I'm taking their word for it. The actual console, they're losing money with each one that they sell, and they're making that money back on the games, right? So if you think about it, it actually kind of makes sense what Microsoft is doing by saying like, hey, you don't even need to buy the newest console anymore, right? You just need to have a PC or whichever Xbox works with Game Pass, and we're going to do the best to make sure that as many games as possible have support on those platforms, right? Performance be damned, because I have an Xbox Series S, right? And it is not the strongest machine. Let me tell you, it's not ideal. And it has 500 gigabytes in an age of gaming where half of AAA games are freaking 70 gigabytes or something absurd like that. You know what I'm saying? If you want the entire Master Chief Collection to be downloaded on your console, it's like over 100 gigs, man. So like, you're talking about potentially one game taking up a fifth of your freaking hard drive, right? So I think the future of I'm on a tangent again, but getting back to the future of Halo, it's very much tied to the future of Xbox, right? And where Xbox goes in the future. Microsoft is already kind of giving up on exclusive titles for the Xbox, because they're not really trying to sell Xboxes anymore. They're trying to sell Game Pass. So you don't really need exclusive games when you're just selling a streaming service. You know what I'm saying? And I actually don't think that Microsoft is necessarily wrong for doing this. Like, Game Pass, I think, has the potential. I mean, obviously, it's already super profitable for Microsoft. And as they continue adding new games, right, getting new games support for Game Pass, they're going to have justification to jack up the price of Game Pass, which we've already seen happen. And I think we're going to keep seeing that happen. Whatever the market will bear, right? Like, if everybody gets to the point where we're all completely dependent on game streaming, right, and games as a service, and we stop buying games altogether, then they can pretty much charge whatever they want, right? Because it's like all of my favorite games that I play are on Game Pass. So in order to keep having access to this massive library of games, I have to keep paying the subscription service price, right? I recently had that dilemma where I was like getting to the end of my couple of years of Game Pass that I had stored up, and I'm like, do I really want to keep paying this? And then I started streaming, and I'm like, well, shoot, if I want access to half of my favorite games at this point, like, I need Game Pass, especially since I've made this wonderful decision to get the Series S instead of the Series X, which does not have a disc drive. So, like, I don't even own any discs anymore for modern games, right? I have them in this game library that I need to download them every time I want to play something, which is really annoying, by the way. I hope that Microsoft finds a workaround for that in the future, either with consoles that just have more memory space, because I think that I would be annoyed even if it was just I had the Series X with like 1,000 gigabytes or whatever. We're getting to the point where hard drives need to be absolutely massive in order to play all of the newest titles. And I think one way around that I'm really happy that Microsoft is exploring is with cloud gaming. I hope that cloud gaming continues to get better. I don't know that my internet will ever be good enough for it, because my internet is not the best. It's Google Fiber, which is really good, but it's just the standard plan, and I refuse to pay more for like the upgraded plan. And I've found that even Google Fiber, being supposedly like the best internet, still leaves a lot to be desired, right? So I don't know. At some point, if they continue to push out consoles, which maybe they will, maybe they won't, right? Maybe I'll get a new one that has tons of hard drive space, and it won't be a problem. But for the time being, the Series S is pretty good. It does the job, right? And the future of Halo, again, it depends on the future of Xbox. Like, I could see Microsoft just getting to the point where they're like, you know what, 343 has done enough damage to Halo. It's not profitable anymore. I don't know if it's currently profitable or not. Like, I don't really keep up with like all the marketing research and whatever. But if it stops being profitable because it's continuously pissing off its fan base, right? Like, I don't think anybody's happy with the state of Halo right now. Yeah, I could see Microsoft giving up on Halo, which would be really sad, but I think that I gotta be honest, I think we've already seen the best that is to come with Halo as a series. I don't think it's ever gonna reach the peak, the heights that the original trilogy hit, right? So yeah, I maybe I'm kind of maybe a little pessimistic about the future of Halo. I could see it kind of dying, and maybe that would be a good thing, because do we really need Halo 6? I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe Halo Infinite will just keep getting support for that, and that'll just be better at some point. I don't know. We'll see. Big discussions we're getting into on this Halo playthrough. I love it. And now I'm going to open the door and shut up for a few minutes while this amazing cutscene plays. I think Keys is over here.
Coming here with weapons. You know better than this. Thanks. Marines, lock and load your weapons. Let's be ready to move. Yes, sir. While the Covenant had us locked up in here, I overheard the Marines talking about this ring world. They call it Halo.
One moment, sir. Accessing the Covenant Battlenet. According to the data in their networks, the ring has some kind of deep religious significance. If I'm analyzing this correctly, they believe that Halo is some kind of weapon, one with vast, unimaginable power.
Yeah, that's true. The Covenant kept saying, whoever controls Halo controls the fate of the universe.
Now I see. I have intercepted a number of messages about a Covenant search team scouting for a control room. I thought they were looking for the bridge of a cruiser that I damaged during the battle above the ring. But they must be looking for Halo's control room.
That's bad news. If Halo is a weapon, and the Covenant gain control of it, they'll use it against us and wipe out the entire human race. Chief, Cortana, I have a new mission for you. We need to beat the Covenant to Halo's control room. Marines, let's move. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Chief, you have the point.
Chief, you have the point. I love that cutscene. I love how we are just slowly introduced to the, the what the rings are and everything. Like, the game just takes its time, okay? We don't have to rush through giving everybody all the answers to what Halo is, right? You can take your time with these plot points, and that's actually, believe it or not, it's actually a good thing for the audience to be left wondering about things, right? Like, why so many games and stories and whatnot nowadays feel the need to cram as much as much exposition down your throat as possible as early as possible is like so beyond me. I don't know what is going on with like modern writing. It's obviously not all modern writing, but like in games you just don't have this kind of thing anymore. As much, where you've actually got developers taking time to pace the story and give you answers slowly as you progress. That's gonna kill Captain Keyes. Yeah, that's the great part about the last bit of this mission, is that it's actually an escort mission, and Captain Keyes doesn't have any health, so he dies in approximately 2 seconds on Legendary, and any little anything, a grenade, a stray grenade or whatever like that is just gonna kill him. So yeah, thank you Bungie for doing this for the last part of this mission. It's great. Oh wow. Oh wow. And so you have to be like super reckless and like just absolutely pushing ahead of your Marines in this part, so that you can make sure, yeah, Captain Keyes, who's right here, doesn't blow himself up with his needler by unloading into an elite or whatever and then killing himself. And I'm pretty sure my Marines just shot me in the back there. Thanks, Marines. Was there a health pack over here? Yeah, there was. Once again, out of ballistic weapon ammo, so thank you, Bungie. Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts about Halo, the future of Halo. I think the real telltale sign of Halo's probably inevitable death is that Microsoft doesn't care about exclusives anymore. I think it's pretty clear that they're trying to sell games as a service, and historically Halo has been a console seller. It's been like their one IP that they can always depend on to sell consoles. And once they've according to the old business model, I mean, once somebody's bought into your console, they're going to continue buying games for that console. Nowadays with Game Pass, right, and like Xbox or Microsoft completely banking on Game Pass, that's just not, they don't have to worry about that anymore. You just need some kind of machine, whether that be a computer or whatever Xbox is available at that time. It's more so a Game Pass machine, than an Xbox. So people are not necessarily going to be buying tons of games for the Xbox for Xbox to be profitable, right? As long as Game Pass continues making money and we kind of keep moving in that games as a service direction, I could see Halo totally dying out, honestly, and it wouldn't necessarily even matter for these Sword Elites are absolutely brutal for Marines and me, as you can see. So I'm probably gonna have to whip out the plasma pistol because I think this actually will do a little bit of a better job at dealing with them. Look how easy they are to see in the OG graphics. I love that. I think it's funny. Like, they're completely invisible and then they have these gigantic glowing swords that like just completely gives them away. I think that's really funny. Are my Marines following me? I would really like them to stay back here for this next part. Especially you. Looking at you, Keys.
Air support is cut off, Captain. We need to hold here until she can move in.
Just trying to get these grenades out of here. Because you know that Marines love to blow themselves up in this game. And one of the great things about Halo CE is that one explosion will set off all of these grenades, right? So it's like this beautiful chain reaction of crap, and it just ends up destroying everything, kills everything. It's really funny. Oh my god. Dude, Keys. Why? Why, Keys? Didn't even get a checkpoint, so I have to kill these Sword Elites again. I'm going to shamelessly go back to the old graphics while I do it, because it just makes it easier. Oh, my DPS is not high. There we go. Yeah, the invisible elites are, it's kind of cool how they did them in this game, because it's kind of like their camo module is actually taking the place of their shield. So they don't actually have shields, which is kind of a cool like little balancing factor, I guess. So you've got like weaker elites that are invisible that you're fighting. And in future titles, I don't think it's the same. I think that the invisible guys are just as strong as the regular ones. Yeah, it's a bit of a frantic rush to kill all of these grunts as quickly as possible in this part before one of them gets a stray shot on Captain Keyes and kills him. That is very much the gameplay experience in this part. It's just frantically killing everything as fast as you can and keeping Keyes as far away from stuff as possible. Okay, we're pretty much there. Die, motherfucker, die. Yeah, run. Wow. Oh, wow. That would be so embarrassing if he killed me or Keys with that as his final, with his last breath.
That's it. The dropship is loose.
Everybody, mount up. Let's get on board.
Give me a minute to interface with the ship's controls.
No need. I'll take this bird out myself.
Captain, hunters!
Hang on. Nice one, sir. Time for a little payback.
You might have heard my washing machine there in that last part buzzing, and it'll probably keep doing that. This level, man.
Covenant believe that what they call the silent cartographer is somewhere under this island. The cartographer is a mapper and will lead us to Halo's control center. The island has multiple structures and installations. One of them contains the map room.
We're approaching an LZ. It's gonna be hot. Get us up to the touchdown! Hey, boys!
Man, the start of this mission is so good. Like, again, one of the best missions, like, in all of gaming. This is peak Halo right here. Like, I don't know that Halo gets better than the beach assault at the start of Silent Cartographer. People have waxed poetic about this before, and I'm going to continue doing that because, like, just so freaking awesome, dude. Like, landing on this beach, like, already taking fire before you're out of the Pelican, and then just assaulting this beach alongside your Marines, who can actually stay alive, I say, as one gets blown up with that grenade. But even on Legendary, they do fairly well in this beach assault. So cool, dude. Like, absolutely amazing. And then you get to this point over here where it's the last few Covenant, like, kind of desperately holding out over at these rocks. And the music is just going balls to the wall. Like, it's so sick. Like, I think it might be the only time, aside from the maybe end of the game, where you get the this Halo theme. Dude, I mean, it just does not get better than this. Like, Bungie knew what they were doing when they put this encounter together. Like, and I love the anniversary graphics on this level. I absolutely love them. The old graphics are awesome as well, but like look at how just lush this is, and all of the blues and greens, right, just look incredible. I actually had this as like my background on my computer for a long time. The anniversary, like, basically this, right, this structure here with the ocean. And you know, another super classic thing about these OG Halo games is just looking out and seeing the ring, like, sprawling before you, and then you can actually see the entire ring if you look up, like, wrapping around like that. I think that is, like, one of the coolest feelings in any game. Like, knowing that your world is shaped like that, and being able to actually see it in these outdoor spaces is, like, it's just so cool, dude. I mean, it's so freaking sick.
Okay, let's move out.
And the cool thing, you know, another cool thing about this level, right? We were talking about choices in gaming earlier, and you can choose to go that other direction, which is what the game's pointing you towards to get to this map room, right? But when you get there, you actually realize that this door locks in front of you, and then you need to go to a separate facility to unlock it. And so instead of going straight to the map room and then realizing that and then backtracking, you can actually go the other direction and just go straight to the control room to unlock the map room. So real quick, I'm going to shut the stream down and then come back on so that I can have a nice hour, 20-minute video for YouTube, right? Because I think it's just a better way to do YouTube. I can't believe that. Oh, hello, Bunny. My roommate's Bunny is running around. Because I can't believe that last level. Truth and Reconciliation took like an hour and 15 minutes. Ridiculously long level. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and shut the stream down here, and I'll be back in a second.